is happening in the B2B marketing world today around this idea of just like darkness in general? Like you mentioned, the old playbook isn't working anymore, and I totally agree. I'm curious, what is it that's breaking down? And can you talk a little bit specifically about dark social and what you're learning there?
The evolution of marketing technology started around 2007, and it hit a real like accelerant between 2012 and 2015. And during the initial development of those tools and products, the internet was simple. I would argue that they were built for Web 1, not Web 2. So they were built for Web 1, which is desktop buying journeys with websites and email and Google search. And that's how it got built initially. And then they pushed into the market that you need to track and attribute everything because at that point in time in 2009, it was easy to do that. The internet was simple, it wasn't complicated. Like the privacy policies weren't there. And so it was way more simple to track digital activities that people did for you. Also, the way that the information that buyers had was limited. They didn't have access to their peers. They didn't have tons of information on the internet. So they needed to engage with your sales rep early in the buying process in order to get the information they needed in order to make a buying decision. And so we've taken that mindset from like, I think 2012 would be a gift, right? I think that'd be a nice statement, 2012. And now,
Yeah.
given the evolution of what's happened now, like most of the things that buyers do today were not available to them or they were not doing just 3 to 5 years ago.
Yeah.
We're not using Slack communities with their peers. We're not in Discords. We're not using Reddit. Probably we're not consuming content on LinkedIn. We're not doing Zoom meetups with their
Mhm.
PE or VC firm as a CMO group or things like that. Did not have access to their peers. So the only time they saw their peers or experts were once a year when they went to the conference and saw them speak or met them at the
Mhm.
bar. And now look where we are 5 years later. People interact tens of times daily, every single day with their peers, figuring out what are my peers doing, what business priorities are they solving, what tools are they using, what problems are they dealing with, what people are they hiring, what are their goals, what are their benchmarks, what are they measuring, and they're collecting all this information at scale with no tracking. And so what this has done is it has fundamentally changed how you need to measure and execute marketing and how you need to think about marketing broadly, because before the company took control. The company took control and they said, I'm going to force you down this journey so that I can track it, so that our sales rep can talk to you most of the way because I'm going to hide information from you and things like that. And over time, what the internet has done is it has made all that information available so that the customer is now in control, not the company. And if you as a business are not ad- adjusting to this reality, you are in trouble. The buyer has control and fighting it is not going to happen. And so for the past 5 years, what I've been doing is while every other company fights, I get the insights directly from customers, not from
Yeah.
Gartner, not from a quadrant, not from stuff like that. By getting it directly from my customer, and I know most people are not insightful enough to ask the questions and source the insights and interpret them in the same way that I can. So it just
Totally.
creates a really interesting advantage.